Yeah. Hello. See, are you able to hear? Yes. Are you able to hear?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Be responsive. Now, today I'm going to discuss something about Android. So before going to Android, first one, what is Android? First one, what is Android? So, yeah, what is Android? Simple. Android is nothing but an operating system. Okay, it's designed for smartphones. It's designed for smartphones. In previous, we have some desktops. Means in the from fourth generation we have desktop. From desktop point of view, we have some different operating system. Those are Windows, Linux, Unix, Macintosh means iOS. Windows, Linux, Unix, Macintosh. So these are some famous operating system from desktop point of view. At the same time, for the mobile point of view, we have some other operating system. Guys, do you know any operating system for mobiles? Android, iOS is a product of Apple. Next one, Bada. Next one, Windows 8. Next one, BlackBerry. Next one, BlackBerry. So these are some different operating system for mobile point of view. Next one, you may have one doubt. Why Shravan, why we should design new operating system for mobile? Can't we use the same operating system for, sorry, can't we use the same desktop OS for mobile means? We can't. The reason is the desktop configuration is different. The desktop configuration is different, but the mobile configuration is different, and the desktop screen size is different and mobile screen size is different. So desktop, nowadays desktop minimum feature is 2 GB RAM and minimum Core i3. This is one. But when coming to the mobile point of view, it's maximum 1 GB RAM it's having. That too, it's having AMD processor, that type of processor we have. Maximum situations we have Core 2 dual processors. So this is the mobile system configuration, and the screen size also is maximum 3 to 5 inches. Maximum 3 to 5 inches. If I take some big devices like tablets, it may contain 7 to 10 inches. It's my maximum tablet point of view. Okay, so that's when some softwares, mean some companies, they design one specific operating system for mobile. Simply they optimize it. They optimize it. Operating system, the name of the operating system is Android. So before Android we have some other operating system also. The best example of other operating system is iOS. It's a famous operating system which was developed by Apple. Which was developed by Apple. Next one, this Android was developed by Google. So Android was developed by Google. And this Bada. So Bada is operating system of Samsung. In Samsung developed this Bada, and Windows OS, Microsoft. The
Microsoft,
BlackBerry only. BlackBerry only. Actually,
BlackBerry.
the name of the BlackBerry is RIM OS we call us. BlackBerry is the company name, but the OS name is RIM OS. So these all OS are optimized for mobiles. These all OS are optimized for mobiles. The reason is, so mobiles processor is low, mobile RAM is low, screen size is low, and the graphic contains some low devices. So if I want to run my all applications efficiently in my device, that system should be works fast. That operating system should be works fast. Nowadays, okay, here the famous operating systems are nowadays mainly Android and the iOS. So Bada is the whole operating system. It's an outdated operating system. Then BlackBerry is somewhat okay, somewhat good. Windows operating recently it becoming a popular. The Windows operating system is recently becoming a popular operating system. I don't know, maybe it will take 2 to 3 years, I thought, to make it popular. Okay, now the competitor in mobile industry is Android and iOS. Now the competitor of mobile devices is Android and iOS. Okay, so maximum nowadays 60% of devices, maximum 60% of smartphones now using the Android operating system. So 30% of devices using the iOS, remaining 10% means I'm going here. I'm discussing about smartphones, not normal phones. iOS remaining operating system means the remaining 10% devices they are using Windows, BlackBerry, some extra blah blah blah, some extra operating system. Those are some other operating system they are using. That is what Android. Next one, we may have some questions. Why we learn Android? Even we have some n number of operating systems, but why we learn Android? What is the reason? The reason is every day some lakhs of devices, lakhs of new mobiles, not mobiles, we should call as smartphones, lakhs of new smartphones activated in, okay, activated of, next one, they're using Android operating system. They're using Android. Okay, so maximum devices are using Android operating system. At the same time, maybe one device can contains around n number of applications, n number of Android applications. So every day 10 millions of every day millions of applications downloading from Android market. The official name of Android market is Google Play. Official name of Android market is Google Play. So every day Android is becoming a popular, but the Android version it starts from 2008. But nowadays, now we have also, now it's a version year 2004. The first Android version is 1.0. The first Android is 1.0 and the first Android version name is 1.3. The name as Cupcake. Later we have 1.5 ABC Donut. Later we have 2.0 FROYO Froyo. Next one 2.2 ABC, 2.0 is ECLAI as Eclairs I thought. 2.22 Froyo, 3.0 Honeycomb. Next one 4.0. These are some different version names of Android. 4.0 is Ice Cream Sandwich and 4.1 is Jelly Bean. And nowadays, what is the latest operating system of Android? What is the latest operating system of Android? KitKat. The latest operating system of Android is KitKat. Next one, if you observe these names, generally the names are in alphabetic. Means first C. After C, the next alphabetic is D. After D, the next alphabetic is E. After 2.2, here we have one more operating system. The name is 2.6. The name of Gingerbread. The name of operating system is Gingerbread. Next one, these are the official names. This is okay. This Cupcake, Donut, those are for end user purpose. But this 1.3, 1.4, those are for developer purpose. Means only developer can recognize what is 1.3, what is 1.4. But the end user, he knows only the operating system name. He don't know what the version generally. He don't know the version. So in 2014, so the latest version we are having KitKat. Okay. Now assume, anybody will assume what is the next version name it starts with? So maybe Lollipop. Say maybe next version is Lollipop. It's not confirmed, officially it's not released there. It's like some assumption. Next one, another important thing is, if you observe those names, all names are eatable items. All names are eatable items. The reason is they are ready to use. The reason is ready to use. Means these all are some eatable item names like KitKat, whatever it may be. Eatable item names. Next, another important thing is, so every day, so 2000 from maximum 2008 to Android comes into the picture, but now 2014, so almost Android now is a rockstar in mobile. So in mobile OS is ruling. Okay, so we don't know. I mean, maybe 2015 it may decrease or it may increase, but there is a no chance to decrease. Why? Because first one, the main important feature of Android is open source. The main important feature of Android is open source. What is the mean by open source? Open source. Anybody can tell what is the mean by open source? Hello, anybody can tell what is the mean by open source? Open, very good. So Roshan.
Well, software is the software whose
Yes. Here open source is nothing but
software whose source.
yeah. First one is a source code available. First one, the source code available. At the second time, in the second point, we can modify the source code also. We can modify the source code also. At the same time, we no need to purchase also. In maximum situation, we no need to purchase. So this is what Android. So even if you have some grip on the programming, even you can get the source code. Even you can get the source code from our official Android site, and even you can add some extra features into that. You can release some new operating system also with the help of some Apache license. There is some licenses there. Based on that, we can release. Okay, so that is mean by open source. So every day the new suppose I'm having a lot of interest on that. So I can get the source code of Android 4.4 and even I can add some extra features into that. Even I can add some extra features into that. That is what open source means. It's a freely available. We no need to purchase. Even we can do modifications also. We can do modifications also. That too, it's a product of Google. We know what is the Google potential. We know what is the Google means, how much it's famous. Everything. Google means maximum it provides the free service. So in rare situation it provides the some other service. Okay, paid services, but the maximum Google offers free service. At the same time, why Android was came into the future? Next one, in Android we have some group. The name of the group is OHA. It stands for Open Handset Alliance. It's an answer. Open Handset Alliance means some companies they form as a group. The companies are Samsung, HTC, Motorola, some other whatever famous companies we have. Those all companies are formed under a group. The name of the group is Open Handset Alliance. What is the purpose of Open Handset Alliance? Means they take some common decisions. They take some common decisions. They take common. Suppose if I am taking one Android device, every Android device contains home button and menu button and back button. So home button means to show the home screen. Menu button means to show some options. When I click that, to show some options. Back button means to move one step back. To move one step back. So these are some different. Okay. So every Android device. So whenever I implement the Android, means even I can also create one different Android mobile. So that case I don't need to do anything. Just I have to download the Android operating system and I have to install inside my mobile, and I can create one mobile with the name of Shravan or whatever it may be. So that is what. So under Open Handset Alliance, some companies are formed together and they taken some common decisions. Means they following some rules. They following some common rules. So that is what simply Open Handset Alliance. Next one. What is the difference between other operating systems and this operating system? So some other operating systems is remaining operating systems are some paid operating systems, but Android is an open source. At the same time, if I take an iOS is a fully paid operating system. Even Windows 8 also is a paid operating system. Why? Because we know Microsoft Microsoft is maximum products comes under paid versions only. So fully paid, but the Android is open source. Android is open source. This one. Next one, to develop the Android project means how we can develop the Android project. Okay. Next one, the smartphones are related to entertainment. Smartphones are related to entertainment. Entertainment in the entertainment never goes down. Always the entertainment graph shows in increasing order only. The entertainment never goes down. So that's why. So Android career means when compared with some other like Java or .NET, they introduced it around 90s. Okay, if I join in Android, okay, means it's not that much of become okay. Already they are ruling, but the mobile point of view now is the Android is ruling. Next one, as a job point of view, why we learn Android? As a job point of view, why we learn Android? I know in US, generally if you want to get job in software side, minimum you have to show 6 to 7 years experience. But if I showed on 6 to 7 experience in Java or .NET, they may ask any number of questions. They may expect a lot. But the Android came in the year of 2018. Okay, so maximum I can start the work on 2011. So maximum in Android I can show up to 3 to 4 years only. Maximum in Android I can show 3 to 4 years only. So before that I have to show Java experience. So in that case what I will do here, suppose assume I am applying with 6 years experience. In that the 3 years I am showing the Java and 3 years I am showing the Android experience. So 3 years means the past. So means the Java I used it before 3 years. So they won't expect any questions in Java. Why? Because the Java I used it before 3 years. So in Android I'm showing only 3 years experience. Next one, if it is 3 years experience means they won't expect that much of depth. Surely they will expect some depth, but they won't expect that much of depth. Okay, why? Because if I am showing the full experience in 6 years, then may expect the full depth, in-depth concept. But if I show the 3 years experience, they won't expect that much of concept. So that's why. So learning the Android is better different. It's better to learn. Learning the Android is better to learn some other Java course. Next one, instead of learning the old concepts like Java, .NET, PHP, some other thing, always we better to learn latest technologies like iOS, Android, Salesforce. These are some latest technologies we better to learn. Okay, that too, Android is a product of Google, so it never become down. So maximum at least it will rule. One more 3 to 5 years it will rule. So that is what simply Android. So I'm showing a 3 years experience. So in 3 years experience they won't expect much, but they will expect little bit. So even I can manage. Next one, maximum job portals. If you observe in Google also, maximum we can find out jobs on mobile applications only. Maximum we can find out the jobs on mobile applications. The reason is nowadays even I may forget my past, even I may forget my anything, but I won't forget my mobile. So nowadays everyone, suppose if I am taking one home, in that home assume the 3 or 4 persons is there, at least they will use around 5 to 6 devices. So smartphones and tablets, even nowadays some TVs also using the Android operating system. Like Samsung TV, they are also using the Android operating system. So that is what Android operating system. So when compared with other language, say open source, we no need to we no need to purchase. It's freely available. Even we can find out the source code also. This is what is Android. Next one, how we will develop Android application. Means what are the prerequisites? The first and basic important is Java, which is core Java. Core Java in the sense OOPS concept. What is the class? What is the object? What is the inheritance? they will expect that type of basic concepts in Java. At the same time, the Android is a product of Google, so Google given one SDK. SDK is nothing but software development kit, which contains some predefined classes, which is used to develop Android application. So the software development kit means it contains some predefined classes development to develop. What develop? I want to develop software. This SDK was provided by Google. What the SDK contains? The SDK contains some classes and some interfaces. So using that I can use. So as a language we have to use Java. Next one, as a SDK, I'm using the Google SDK. Simply we call it as Android SDK. Which is provided by Google. So that is what simply SDK. SDK is nothing but software development kit. Here we have some one more thing, JDK. JDK is nothing but Java development kit. Means in core Java we use the system class, system class. We use some number of classes. Those all classes comes under the JDK. Okay, so to develop the Android application, we have to use the SDK. Contains some software development kit, which contains some Android. So the SDK was provided by the Google. At the same time, as a language, we have to use the Java. Means Java, we have to use the JDK. This JDK was provided by Oracle. Now Java is a product of Oracle. At the same time, here the SDK is open source and the JDK is also open source. And JDK is also open source. So here we have one more concept, that is what IDE. What is the mean by IDE? IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, not kit, environment. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. What is mean by Integrated Development Environment? Simply the term itself saying, okay, whatever tools we want to develop, those tools are available in IDE. Here as a IDE, we are using Eclipse or ADT, or even we can use NetBeans also. Otherwise we can use Android Studio also. As a IDE, we have to use Eclipse, ADT, as a IDE we can use Eclipse or ADT or NetBeans or Android Studio. So these are some different IDEs. So maximum the famous IDEs nowadays, for our programming purpose we are using the Eclipse. Why? Because it's the famous. Next one, why we should use the Eclipse? The reason is open source. Here Java is open source, Android SDK is open source, even the Eclipse is also open source. So this is the simple means what we will use. So here we should use the SDK and we should use the JDK, we should use the IDE. SDK is nothing but software development kit, JDK is nothing but Java development kit, IDE is for integrated development environment. Those all are open source. Open source is nothing but even I can add some features, even I can modify the source code, I can get the source code. So that is simply what is the JDK. Okay. So next one, another important thing is what software is required. Next one, from where I can get those softwares. The first one, Java software is required. So what about this Java software I can download. www is a common, oracle.com. This Java software I can download from whatever software, and the same time Android software is also available. I should download. This Android is available under DEVELO developer.android.com. From this website I can download the Android, and one more software I want, that's IDE. As a IDE we are using Eclipse. Nowadays Eclipse automatically it's coming with the help of SDK. So Java software is required, and Android software is required, and the Eclipse is required. Actually originally we can download Eclipse from eclipse.org. From this site we can download Eclipse also. Now I'm going to explain how to make your environment ready. Means how to create Android environment. To create the Android environment, it's very simple. First, open browser. First, we have to type oracle.com. I think everyone know how to install the Java. Simply go to downloads. In downloads, simply select the Java. Simply what I want to do here. See. Simply here Java SC, Java XA, Java runtime environment. Simply we have to select the Java. Say JDK, and then downloading the JDK. Simply some software downloads. You have to click on the downloads. Means what version of JDK you want. Okay. So we have to download the JDK. After that, we have to install the JDK. Next, we have to open developer.android.com. So this developer.android.com is a official website. Developer.android.com. So Android developers, when I open the developer.android.com, here we can find out one option. If you want to, this developer.android.com is the official website of Android. Here we can here we can view some different here we can view developers and design, development and distribute. Even we can find out the audio tutorials. These were some latest version is Android 4.4 KitKat. And if you want to know some highlights of Android 4.4, just we have to check. Now I want to know something about Android. Just have to click the about Android, then it will give some theoretical explanation. Now get the SDK. SDK is nothing but software development kit. Just simple click that SDK button, and here we have to click on the download SDK. When I click the get SDK, it will create one button. It will show one more screen. The download the SDK. Here the download SDK contains ADT bundle for Windows. What is mean by ADT? Here ADT is nothing but Android development tools. Means some tools are required to develop my Android application. Why? Because for compilation, for running, to view the address, for all purpose, I have to use some tools. Those all tools are required. So here how to download the tools. To downloading the tools, simply click on the download the SDK. So after that we have to check, and here we have to check the version of your Android SDK. Version of your operating system, either 32-bit or 64-bit. So based on your operating system you have to select. So here I am downloading a Windows. Suppose if you are using the Mac, If you opening all, automatically it will show the Mac related ADT. Mac related ADT. After that, I have to click on download SDK folder. After that, I have to click on the download SDK. Then it will download one zip file. It will download one zip file. After that, what should we have to do? We have to extract that zip file under this one location. We have to extract the zip file in specific location. Here I extract zip file inside the D drive, inside the extracted the zip file inside the D drive, inside the Shravan folder. The name here I have ADT bundle Windows x86 something. So this is what your name of the SDK. This is what your name of the SDK, which contains some predefined classes. In the SDK you can find out one is the Eclipse. So automatically you will get the Eclipse, and another one is the SDK. SDK is nothing but software development kit. This SDK only contains some different folders. So one is the platform tools, another one is the platforms, extras, build tools, add-ons, system images, stems, tools. These all are some different folders. Okay, these folders contain some different classes which are used to develop my Android application. Let's go back and open the Eclipse. This Eclipse was automatically, when I extract the zip, then I can get this Eclipse. Automatically I can get the Eclipse. Okay, so later what we want to do, just open the Eclipse. First I want to show, did I open the Android or not? Okay, I did not open the Android. Just open the Eclipse folder. See, I navigate into some specific drive where I extract my drive, sorry, my zip file, and go to your Eclipse and click on the Eclipse icon. Click on the Eclipse icon. Here, every day instead of going in the specific location, what I'm doing here, right click, send it to desktop, create shortcut. Right click, send it to desktop, create shortcut. So that case, the shortcut will be going to your desktop. And now, see, I'm having one icon, just click on that. Now your Eclipse is going to open. Sorry, simply the name here we call as Android Developer Tools. The name we call as Android Developer Tools. Means the developer, for developer purpose they specified once, they given some tools. Okay, the tools was given by Android, so here simply we call it as Android Developer Tools. See. So after that, this is the first. So okay, this is what my IDE. This is what my IDE. After that, what we have to do, see, it's loading some data. So initially, whenever we open initially, it will open some, it will load some data. Simply I am loading the data. After installing, means after open your Eclipse, here, now what I done here? Here I downloaded Java, and second step, download Android, and download Android from which site? From developer.android.com, and extract folder into extract folder in different location. Extract folder some location. Extract folder on some location. Here the folder here extract on D drive. So and we have to open that folder. Just I click on EACLIPSE Eclipse icon. Just I click on Eclipse icon. Just I click on Eclipse icon. After click on Eclipse icon, here if I want, I can download some different Android versions SDK. I can download different Android versions. I can download the different Android. How we can download the different Android versions? With the help of SDK. With the help of SDK Manager. The SDK Manager is nothing but software development kit manager. Means if I want to download, if I want to update, means I want to get the latest SDK, then I can get those SDK with the help of SDK Manager. See, now I'm going to show the way SDK Manager is available. See, just in the toolbar you have one icon. The name of the icon is Place the cursor. See, Android SDK Manager. The name of the icon is Android SDK Manager. Just click on that icon and you will get one pop-up. Then what will you have here? You will get one dialog. You will get one dialog. You will get one dialog. Now what you want to do here? Just suppose here whenever you install anything, it will show the install. Suppose if you did not install anything, means okay. Suppose if you want to install, see here 4.3. Here I am not okay. For SDK platform update is available. Now what I want to do here? Here you can install whatever you want. Suppose if you want to install about 4.22, see the 4.22 here is showing the message called not installed. At the same time, another important thing is the API. API in the sense, the name of the the API stands for Android Programming ID, means Android Package ID. Android Package ID. Okay, otherwise we call it as Application Programming Interface. We call it as Application Programming Interface. APA, Application Programming Interface. Okay, the API version is, the version of the API 2.4.2 is 17. Suppose, assume I want to download Android 3. Android 1.5. See, the API version is Android 1.5 is 3. Just if you want to install, just we have to select the checkbox and you have to install. We have to install. When I click the install, it will ask some options, and I have to select that option, and next. That the specific SDK will be installed in our computer. The specific SDK will be installed in our computer. So that is what simply installing the Android SDK and getting the ready your Eclipse project. After that, what I want to do here, simply now assume I created one Android, I download the all Android related code, SDK and JDK, everything. Next I download it. Next one, now my Android is ready. Means I can create one Android project. So guys, is it enough for today or can I continue? Can I take one more 15 minutes or 10 minutes? Hello Ranjan, Mamata, Roshan, Sami, Srilaya. Is it enough for today or can I continue?
Yeah, you can go ahead, sir. That's okay.
I didn't get you.
You can go ahead till 10:30.
Srilaya, have you installed Android in your PC?
Not yet.
Okay. For today, just install Android in your PC. Srilaya, mute yourself. Okay. Samir, do you have Android in your PC?
No.
Okay. So today, I think no one is having Android operating system, Android in their PC. For today class, just you have to download the Android and make the environment ready. And for tomorrow, I will tell you how to create basic Android application. For tomorrow class, I will tell you how to create the basic Android application. At the same time, in meantime, if you have any doubts, means how to create the Android application, how to download the Android application, just Google yourself in YouTube. And if you did not succeed, then you can ask me. Okay?
Shravan, which version of Android should we install in our SDK manager now presently?
No. By default, when you click on that, automatically it will download. You no need to choose any SDK manager. Automatically it will.
Okay.
If you want the adding, suppose when you are installing initially, you can have only Android 4.4 only. So if you want some extra, then you have to select. Just suppose here, see my 4.0 in my system. Assume I did not install Android 3.0. So
Okay.
did you observe? Are you able to find here the SDK platform, the API level 2, and is it installed or not installed?
It's not installed.
Suppose if you want to install, just check. Maybe I checked some unnecessary things I thought.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just select whatever you want. Now I selected SDK platform of 3.0. Then click on install. After the install, it will ask accept the license. Okay. Then I have to choose the install. Then it will take some time. Here I am from India, so that's why for installing that one it takes around 3 to 5, maybe 5 minutes. But if it is the internet speed is good, then it takes around 2 minutes or 3 minutes is enough to download it. See how much time is
Okay.
taking?
Okay,
It's
Shravan.
taking around 7 minutes or 6 minutes. Okay. So for tomorrow class, everyone be ready with Android environment. For tomorrow class, everybody be ready with Android environment. If anybody any doubts, just Google yourself. If not, then you can mail me. I will try to send the appropriate link. Okay. Still, if you are facing, I will log into your system. I will try to correct. Okay. Mamta, is it clear? Mamta, you there?
Yes.
Okay. Ranjan, is it clear?
Yeah.
Ranjan, you there? Ranjan, you there? Roshan and Samir?
Yes, and yeah, it's clear.
Okay. That's it, clear. What about Apurva and Amani?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, Shravan, it's clear.
Any doubts in today's class? Actually, today I told only the theoretical concept, but this is not that much of important. Just only this for generalizing purpose, as I said. Next one, in today's class, I explained a lot of abbreviations. Means what is the API, what is mean by SDK, what is ADT, what is ADT stands for, what is Eclipse, what is Android SDK. Next, from where we can get, what is IDE, what is the JDK. Okay, maximum we discuss something. Okay. Means in today's class we discussed something about history. Next one, actually Android is not a original product of Google. Two members are developed Android. Now they are working under a Google company. One is the business head, one is the technical head. Okay, Google has purchased Android in 1995. In that year, Google has purchased, not 1995. It's purchased around 2005 year of. In the year 2005, it's purchased. It's adding some features. It added some extra features. So in today's class, we discuss something history of Android and the futures and how to install. Means how to install Android. How to install Android. Next one, what are the different versions of Android? What are different versions of Android? Next one, what is open source? What is open source? Next one, what is OHA? What is OHA? Okay, next one, what are different operating systems? How many? I'm getting some response from your PC. What are different OS for mobile and PC? What are different OS for mobile and PC? These are the concepts we learned today, and yeah. These are some basic concepts, but in that for tomorrow class, I'm expecting everybody should have Android ready in your PC. Everybody should have Android ready. Okay? Is it clear? Are any doubts in today's class? Okay. I think no one has any doubts. Okay. So enough for today. Tomorrow I will tell you how to create the basic Android project and how to run the basic Android project. So in meantime, I will send you the course content. How many persons have course contents? Everybody got course contents of Android or not?
No, I don't have it.
None actually. Nobody has.
I don't have.
Okay. I think no one have. So I will send you within 10 minutes. I will send you today.
Roshan has, I guess.
Okay, no problem. I will share with you. I will share in Dropbox link. You can find out the course content of Android. At the same time, I will share the today class video also. I will try to share the today class video also. Okay, guys. Enough for today. Okay. Bye bye.
Okay, bye, Shravan.
Bye. Okay, bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Send me guys if you have any doubts, then send me to me. Bye bye. Send me guys if you have any doubts, then send me to me.